are you doing? Wasting my time and hurting my joints. If I pick up a light weight, and why do we use light weights? Is it possible that if something's light, it's not going to do anything for my body because I'm not overloading my muscles? And if I'm going to do this movement, or this movement, or this movement, or this movement, could it be a good idea to ask why? For every exercise we do, or everything that we do in our life, could it be a really good idea to ask, why am I doing this? What's the result that I want to get? So if you want to get stronger, if you want to get fitter, if you want to get leaner, if you want to get healthier, if you want to be happier, if you want to be mentally tougher, what's the best way to do that rather than just, this is what people tell me to do, this is what my personal trainer tells me to do, this is what the doctor tells me to do, this is what the physio told me to do. As a human, don't we have the right to ask, why am I doing that? So the interesting thing with strength training, and I am in the gym, and I'm an old lady who started training in the gym when I was 13 years of age. I've been doing this a really long time. And for the first little bit of my life where I was doing lots of these exercises and these ones and these ones and these ones, and I have to be really careful, and I certainly can't do them on this arm because every joint in this arm is busted. I can't do it. And if I did any more of these with this arm, I'd bust this joint as well. Because we never ask the question, is this exercise safe? And should that be the first question that we ask before we do anything? Because if I get busted or broken or injured or hurt, or if my body is in some kind of pain, is it possible that I won't want to exercise anyway? And I'll go a little bit further with the word pain. Obviously, if you break your joint, injure your joint, have an inflamed joint, get a broken arm, that's going to be painful. But we often hear this expression, feel the burn, as if the burn should be a wow experience. A lot of people think burn is a exploding fat cell experience. But the interesting thing about the burn when you feel this, if I do 20, 30, 40, 50 of these, I'm going to get a burning sensation in my bicep. There's absolutely no doubt about that. But does that mean that I've got exploding fat cells off my bicep? Does that mean that my bicep's getting stronger? And I'm now going to ask this is a very serious and important, the questions that don't seem to get asked or answered. So I'll put that silly piece of rock away because it's a useless waste of time. It's too light to make any difference to my body. But when you go to an exercise professional, a personal trainer, a gym, a physio, a chiropractor, a doctor, any allied health professional, anybody that talks to you about your human body, first of all, do you have the right to ask questions? The answer is yes. Should you ask questions is probably a better question because it's your body. And if somebody's telling you what to do with your body, do you have the right to ask those two really important questions? Why would I do that and how does it work? And as an exercise professional for over 40 years now, my two questions that I'm just constantly cannot understand why people don't ask are those two questions. Why would I do it and how does it work? And the answer to that should be the ABC, the fundamentals of how the human body works when it comes to any kind of movement, any kind of activity, exercise, whatever you want to call it. So I'll use the analogy. If I'm going to write a book and you're going to read the book and it's going to change your life, I first have to know how to spell. I have to know what the ABC is. Then I have to know how to put words together, which is how to spell. Then I have to know how to put sentences together, then paragraphs, and then I could write a book. The human body is the same. Before I write a prescription of exercise for you to get healthy, fit, and strong, should I first know the alphabet, how to put the alphabet together to create words, how to create words to put into sentences, and sentences to create paragraphs, and paragraphs to create a book. Now, the analogy, wrap all of that up. If I don't understand the fundamentals of how the human body works, and to me the ABC, and these are the questions I'd love you to ask every allied health professional, exercise professional, any person you ever talk to about exercise, movement or activity. What are the three energy systems? The body uses only three energy systems to create energy for us to do stuff. What are those energy systems? How long do they last for? What are their waste products? And what are their fuels that we need to put into our body to make sure that we have the energy for those energy systems? So the three energy systems are the phosphate system, the lactate system, and the aerobic system. How long do they last for? Phosphate system is 10 seconds fight and flight. Lactate is somewhere between 10 seconds and 2 minutes, roundabout. And the aerobic system is everything past 2 minutes. Now that's just the fundamentals, and if your allied health professional, your exercise person doesn't know that, then I suggest it's a bit like going to a mechanic and they don't know what the wheels are, or where the engine is, or where you put the oil in the water. An exercise professional that doesn't have a very in-depth understanding of those three energy systems is not going to be able to write you or prescribe an exercise program, or get you healthy, fit and strong. So the first bit is the exercise, how many, how often, how hard, what fuel do I need, and then what result am I going to get? And surely that's a very important series of questions, a timeline. Do you have the right to have answers to those questions? Because if I exercise in the wrong energy system, I'm not going to get the result that I want. If I want 100% effort, I need to exercise at 100%, or if I want 100% result, I need to exercise at 100% effort. If I exercise at 50%, I'm going to get a 50% result. Surely that makes sense. So the big question is this. Any person that you talk to about the human body, do they know, and it could be muscles and bones and energy systems and the endocrine system, the skeletal and muscular system, the digestive system, the immune system. For me, the most important is the endocrine system, the hormonal system. That's the human body. That's the whole book. But the ultimate ABC is the energy timeline. The phosphate system, the lactate system, the aerobic system. What are they? How long do they last for? What fuels them? Do they have a waste product? And how do I make sure that I'm getting the best results possible for my lifestyle, for the time frame that I've got? And I always ask these three very important questions. Anything that I do when it comes to my human body, is it safe, is it effective, and is it fast? If it's unsafe, I'm going to get injured. If it's slow and boring, I'm not going to do it because it just takes too long, and there's going to come a time in my life where I won't have time to do it. And if it doesn't work, I'm not going to stick to it. If I do something and I don't get the result that I want, why would I stick to it? So is it safe, is it effective, and is it fast? And if not, why would I bother doing it? So from my heart to yours, for an old lady that's been exercising since I was 10 years of age, I love it. It's a normal part of my life. Anatomy and physiology is my constant learning curve every single day. I'm asking you very personally, please don't get led down the garden path. Please don't let people BS you anymore. Please don't let people tell you stuff about your body that just isn't true. And the silly things that people will share with you, and I'll pick up my silly rock again. If somebody tells you that this is a good exercise, please ask why. If somebody tells you that this is a good exercise, please ask why. If somebody says this is a good exercise, please ask why would I do that and how does it work? Is it safe? Is it effective? Is it fast? Is there a better exercise? If somebody tells you to do this with a tiny little weight in your hand and then combine it with this, ask them why. If they tell you to do 3 sets of 10, ask this simple question, why is it 3 sets and why is it 10? When you understand the energy timeline and the 3 energy systems, you'll understand why 3 sets of 10 and any number at all doesn't make any sense. Why isn't it 11? Why isn't it 9? Why is it 3 sets, not 2 sets or 5 sets? None of that makes any sense if you understand the 3 energy systems. So aerobic, we'll start with the first one. Aerobic we live in, lactate and then phosphate. How do they work? How do we make sure that we get the best out of each energy system and which one's going to work best for you? And if your person that's giving you advice about eating or exercise doesn't understand those 3 things, then perhaps it's time to find yourself a new expert. And I'll go one step further, because the fuel for your phosphate system, your lactate system and your aerobic system are different. So if you understand the 3 energy systems, you'll also understand macronutrients, micronutrition, you'll understand the digestive system, you'll understand what fuels the human body for energy, so it gives you energy for exercise. And if the person that's giving you advice about food or exercise doesn't know about those things, maybe get the hell out of there. Live your life to the max, knowing that your human body is the only one you've got to live in. And if you're going to live your life to the max, you have to be healthy, fit and strong. And wouldn't that be bloody awesome? Woohoo! Yay! Live your life to the max.